You get that feeling where you just want to up and leave and start over. Well, that's kind of what I did. And I up and left and started over. And I'm engaged to the love of my life. And I am happy for the first time in a really, really long time. And it's nice to wake up and not feel so depressed like I used to. Did Eric have a convo with me about this before reaching out to Amber? We haven't spoken in almost a year, and whenever I became really depressed, I isolated myself, and they got upset with me for doing that and not texting them. They would just stop talking to me, and I would have to beg for them to talk to me again. But I would go through bouts of depression and isolate myself from everyone. So, I mean, it wasn't like I was doing it to them. And there was a few different times that people in my life tried to get me to leave her. My family had an intervention with me. They took me to a park and was like, we are begging you to leave her. You are different. You aren't the same Beck that we used to know. We're worried about you. We just don't think this is a healthy relationship. And I was just so depressed at that point. I didn't care about myself. I didn't care about anything. I felt stuck. I felt it's what I deserved. I felt like I had nowhere to go. And there were also times when I would be hanging out with Eric and Ricky playing video games. And Amber would set timers for when I had to be back to hang out with her or do things for her. And I was always spending time with her. It was, just every now and then I would go hang out with Eric and Ricky. It was the final straw in the relationship. There was one day where she had started pretending to be me in text messages because I had a group message with Eric and Ricky that we had for years, and we had it long before I'd even known who Amber was. And she was mad that she wasn't added to that one, that she had been added to a new one that we created for all four of us. And so she was pretending to be me, asking for her to be put in our old friend group one from years ago. And they automatically knew that it wasn't me, but they could tell that it was her. And me and her just got into a big argument about that. And it was so bad that we just ended up going to sleep. And when we woke up, we started fighting again. And then I ended up going to my family's that weekend. And that's whenever I decided that I didn't want to continue being in this toxic relationship anymore. That I know I was so worried about what would happen to her, who would take care of her, who would take care of the animals. That's why I stayed so long. And I wanted to move back home. I wanted to be with my family and my friends and live my life. And I was ready to let go. I'd been ready to let go long before we had even ended it. Me money hungry and trying to capitalize on my live streams. That's what she was doing with me, like the whole time I was being used for live streams. And that ties into the next question. Did I ever get paid from the live streams I did with her? No, I didn't. Because she said that all of that money had to go toward all the bills. I think whenever we broke up and I moved out, I think she gave me like $100 to $200, and that's how I ended up getting the U-Haul. I think something like that. How has Amber manipulated you? What did she say to get you into the relationship? Well, I wanted to start off very slow, and I was moving too slow for her. So one day she was just like, there's a line of people who want to be with me. So if you're not going to be with me, then you need to leave. I didn't want to lose that friendship. She said she wasn't interested in being friends. and I didn't want to lose the friendship. I was enjoying hanging out with her and getting to know her. So I just rushed into it. I was like, okay, fine, we'll be in a relationship. And it was just like, after that, I felt stuck and obligated. And like, she definitely made it known to me that she did not have anybody else.